Morning Year 5s, it's our English, and I am pretty sure I've worked out what I've done with our do nows. I made the English, but I think I forgot to actually change the do nows. So I think we did these last week. It's fine, it's retrieval, and it just means you should be able to do your do nows quicker this week. But massive whoops from Mr. Cooper. Add an appropriate front to adverbial. Yeah, I do remember talking about this parrot last week. So yesterday, the parrot squawked loudly. Different shun words. A person who plays a musical instrument, musician. Someone who performs tricks for a living, magician. And somebody who solves equations can be a mathematician. This guy, Mr. Whoops, he's jumbled up 3 determiners. Many, every, and some. Write the subordinating conjunctions that best fit into each one. So, thinking about a white bus. Bracken United lost the match because most of the players were injured, because there's a subordinate conjunction. Whilst climbing the tallest tree, the chimpanzee swung in the high branches. Whilst is a subordinate conjunction. 2 words for each section of the table. So preposition, remember, preposition is where something is. On, below, under, next to. Adverb tends to be describing how something is done. So most of them are your ly words. And then determiners, which one or how many. So you've got some determiners over here. But you can also be numbers, or it can be this, it can be at or an. And in this one here, write a sentence where fly is used as a noun. Well, there was a fly in my tea. Because that's what you call a fly, it's the noun. On to your English task. It's just a recap, again, of punctuating your speech. So following from yesterday, where we did look at speech, where you had directed and reported speech, and we also did this a few weeks ago with 2 different characters of your choice, didn't I? I think I did Darth Vader and the Hulk, didn't I? So yesterday and today linked quite closely together. I've given you an example here of how your speech should look. All right, so there's nothing to do in this bit, but it's an example. So, we've got an interesting bit. What I don't want is a list of speech. You still need to keep the reader interested. So the rain continued to fall to the ground like bullets. Then you'll notice, new line. Mary hasn't spoken. So we're going for a new line. Starts with a capital letter. So why did I listen to you? The punctuation is within the speech marks. All punctuation is within the speech marks. Mary said under her breath. She could now feel the cold freezing the very marrow of her bones. New line again, not because it's just another bit of speech, but because it's not Mary, it's now Dave. Oh, sorry, Mary. So remember, the person's name is always with a comma. So it's like, Mr. Cooper, what are you doing? So it'd be Mr. Cooper, comma, what are you doing? And there's also a comma at the end, because that sentence isn't finished, replied Dave. There will be a comma there, but it's a question mark. And the reason the speech is carried on is because Dave is still talking. So, sorry, Mary, replied Dave. I actually thought this was the right way. He looked down at the ground, wishing it would swallow him up. And then, obviously, if Dave spoke again, he would carry on speaking. If it was Mary, there would be a new line. So, very similar to before. I want you to choose 2 characters you like from a book or a film, or a conversation you've had at home today or this week. Create your own conversation, but I want you to see if you can include a reporting clause, so not a reporter speech, which I nearly said, a reporting clause, so simply, making sure you can tell me who said something, but with interest. But also description, don't just give me a list of speech, okay? Once you've done that, I want you to go back to yesterday's work and edit it. I wonder how much of your work from yesterday actually looks like that. How much direct speech did you write actually looks like that? That'll be interesting. I wonder if I've caught some of you out there. So, a quick recap of speech today. And to be fair, you're doing really well this week, just dipping into different main writing features from Year 5. So good luck with that, and be really strict with yourself, remember, because there's lots going on. Have a look at this, and if you want to, follow the structure Have someone say something that's a question and then write something. You know, follow mine if you want to, if you're really stuck. Or go for it. It's completely up to you. And thank you guys. Really thank you for carrying on with this. Brilliant work.